Welcome to Make Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today we got the official full-length trailer for The Predator. Now, also, I think this is new poster art, and I love this. I really like this. All right, so this is the arm, I assume, of the upgraded Predator. They call it the Ultimate Predator, which is funny because they also posted NECA. If you're not familiar with collectibles, NECA makes collectibles of the figures, and they have this line called the Ultimate. So the Ultimate has like extra accessories, the alternate heads, and they announced what the figure looks like for this guy, the Fugitive Predator. Stands over 8 inches tall, yada yada yada, and he looks amazing. If you're into these collectibles, you're probably interested in this guy. Definitely go to NECA's site and check him out. But my question is, can I scroll up? When they finally get to, this is neat. He comes with no gauntlets on his arms and then gauntlets on his arms. I think that's the first time they ever did that with a Predator. But when it comes to making the Ultimate Predator's ultimate package, is it going to be the ultimate Predator? I don't know, just something stupid I thought of. If I was stoned, I'd probably laugh at that for 20 minutes. So I hope you all are high as shit. Anyway, so one thing I noticed is odd. I was going to mention it at the end of this video. In the trailer, it looks like the Ultimate Predator has human hands, but here it looks like it just has beefed up Predator hands. So maybe it's just the way it looks in the footage. Maybe it's a little too dark, I don't know. But I love this because we always see Predators ripping out the trophies of their human prey, but this time it appears they're going for, hopefully not spoiling, but they're going for the Ultimate Predator, symbolically hunting down the Fugitive Predator. And I guess that I didn't know he was the Fugitive Predator, you know what I mean? I thought that Predator they captured was hunting either humans or another Predator. So now we know this is the Fugitive Predator. So let's get to the trailer. Right here, we'll pop it up on the screen, and it starts off with an interesting look. Again, I like a lot of the visuals. I think this is promising. Some of the stuff I heard was changed, and I hope they do change some, because I just still don't understand why there's a little kid in this Predator movie, but I guess we'll get there. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I think they're playing around with time in the trailer, which is interesting because the trailer does feel like it reveals a little too much, but hopefully they're playing around with time a lot, because I see two very interesting things in the trailer. One, the Predator looking up at other Predator spaceships, which I think is what they're keeping hidden as best they can. The Ultimate Predator, I thought, was the ultimate surprise or reveal, but I think it's the other two spaceships. Now, the other thing is the different look to the lead, this guy right here. He has this look where he's shooting the automatic assault rifle right here. I can't tell what the hell that is. It's too dark. He has this look that looks just slightly different than this look, which is where he's in more paint on his face, more camo paint, a different, seemingly different outfit, a uniform, and also he's got a sniper rifle instead of now obviously he can have a sniper and then an assault rifle as well, but I think this is the beginning when he discovers this back that has the head removed and the spine removed, which is badass, which makes me question. I do have this hanging up on the side of my office here. I have a Predator head thing. It came with like movies and stuff, and then a massive 1/4 scale, I think it's like 19 inches, Jungle Hunter Predator from Predator 1. But also hanging from my TV is this little skin guy. And I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this Shane Black's, the director? Isn't this his skin body? Maybe not. Anyway, are they going to change that? Because in the first one, they skinned them, and then we seen them taking trophies and stuff. Do they take trophies? I assumed, because remember he was looking at Arnold Schwarzenegger's skull, I assumed they were picky with the trophies they took, but they skinned the rest for whatever purpose. To be honest, I didn't really get into it. But this guy wasn't skinned. He just had his spine and skull ripped right out of his body. So, and you could see there's a few different people on the ground, so I'm assuming that I think this guy's name is Boyd Holbrook. I'm assuming his real group was wiped out and he meets this new group on the bus. The trailers make it seem like the group on the bus is his original group. Just want to point that out. Anyway, so we get a shot of this. I think that is the Outlaw Predator, whatever he's called. I just mentioned it, but... Alright, so he finds Predator blood here, and again, I do believe this is in the beginning when he discovers the spaceship and the Predator and the busted mask, which there might be different masks, or multiple masks for the... I already forget what it was. The runaway Predator. I think this guy's a dead man. We see him in a couple shots, but then in a moment, we don't see him after that, and I think that's where he dies. Alright, so yeah, we see the Predator mask here. That's not messed up or nothing like that. And then we see the original Predator mask here. Fugitive. How do I forget that? Anyway, this is right next to where they have a Predator captured, that fugitive Predator. Now look we get the body hanging. So now we know that this happens, obviously, after he discovers the body. I'm assuming it's after the Predator blood and the mask. So he finds Predator blood, Predator mask. Then he looks up and his body falls down. And then I guess the Predator that was there, or a different Predator hunting fugitive Predator, shows up and he gets attacked. And then the good guys show up and bring him. So here's the good guys. I don't know. Good guys, bad guy, government group. Here's the government group in the Predator spaceship. I believe for the first time, but I just noticed the little kid's yellow jacket is right here in the corner. So the little kid must be with them for some reason. So maybe he doesn't die, because I assumed he died early on. That would give him a reason to really go, at it, hunting down the Predator. So he's brought to the transport bus, and there's a scene here where oh, okay, they're going to bounce all over the place. But Thomas Jane is someone I was really interested in seeing in this. And it looks like we don't see him much after this. But this is funny. Look at that face he's making. Look at the face he's making. I do think this is kind of real, but they're using this to escape. Because we see the guy from Game of Thrones grab a baton and they all break out using that little distraction. This is something that we've seen a part of already. They had the gauntlet in the previous trailer. But here we got the black dude and the white dude. And the white dude, I think he most likely dies at this point in time. It just kind of fits how Hollywood structures their stories. But it kind of motivates this character because they're good friends. And then this character gets linked up with the other guys. Because in the jungle, we don't ever see this guy. And we see him with the other ragtag group that they bring along of veterans and stuff. So anyway, this Predator, the fugitive Predator, wakes up, breaks loose. See, this is where the Game of Thrones guy helps escape. Man, they're going all over the place with this. So this Predator escapes. She is there when he does escape. And I think that's just probably her hiding. But see what I mean about how they broke out? I love how they did this transition with him kicking a guy on a bus. And then all of a sudden this guy falls. It looks like a dummy too. Woo! I love these scenes though. Look at that. All the army men down. This gives it like that chilling, feel that I think the Predator movie should have. He's driving a bus. I guess they're making their getaway. This looks like it transitions into a different shot though, so I'm not sure that's a part of it. And then here, if we rewind this a little bit, he retrieves his mask, and you can see that this is broken. So this mask, I'm assuming there was two, the one Boyd Holbrook found, that he sent to his son, which was scratched and damaged. And there's a second mask that the Predator retrieves from this broken glass. He might not have had both masks on the Predator ship. They might have had this additional mask from whenever. And I think this mask, do they want us to believe this is the original Predator mask because that is the design? Or is this just from some other Predator that they ran into, or they ran into its, its gear? We see the spaceship coming down. The spaceships, I think, are the more interesting part. I can't tell if this is the fugitive. That might be the fugitive. But the little kid in a lot of these scenes, you'll see the little kid having the Predator gauntlet. And again, for me, I'm like, why is the kid even in the story? So we'll have to wait and see. It could have a purpose. Just, I don't want the little kid being the hero of the Predator. It just seems so ridiculous of the Predator movie, This angle right here leads me to believe that originally that it was the fugitive, not the fugitive, but it was the ultimate Predator because of how tall he is. However, it could be a different Predator in a tree or on a building, so it doesn't really matter. Because I don't think the ultimate Predator is ever seen with a shoulder cannon. And this guy, I thought we saw him get killed when he was picked up out of the bus. I think I mentioned that in the first trailer, but he's seen all throughout the other scenes. And I think the bus is where they first met and linked up. So I think he survives that altercation originally with the fugitive Predator. Which it makes me curious, man, because it seems like they have a lot of altercations with the fugitive Predator and they somehow get out of there without being injured. Maybe, I don't know, I don't get it, I think the Predator is such an adversary where if he has that dude in that position, he probably survives because the Predator's just not interested in killing him at that point. He's probably interested in something else, like getting his gauntlet back or something. But he might be going to kill him, but the ultimate Predator shows up and rips him through a wall. I love that. And again, I don't want to keep pointing it out, but the kid has the Predator gauntlet. Again, I just think that's so silly. I hope they make it work in the movie. But he rips him right out of the wall, knocks his ass out by slamming him on the car. I still love that shit, yo. What I don't love is now that I look at him in high def, his mouth just seems like he's a mouth breather. His mouth, this is the bottom of it. Look, those are his teeth. It's very hard to see. Those are his bottom teeth. And all the way up here, these are his top teeth. And it's like his mouth is constantly open, like, the whole time. And that I don't like. Not at all. It just looks weird. I'm hoping he's growling or something, and that's why it looks like that. I'm trying to look at his hands. Yeah, Boyd Holbrook, this might be later on when they have another fight with the Predators. Not the first time, but later on. It could be the first time. He could find the arm gauntlet. He could get into some trouble and put it on. And then later he sends this to his kid because in the other trailer we saw his kid opening the box. But I think maybe this is after the kid learns how to use it or something. Or plays around with it since he's wearing it. And then he gives it to him to help him in the final fight against the Predators. Or again, it could be in the first and he doesn't even know what it is and he just puts it on. I don't know. But again, here's the guy in the red shirt after the bus scene most likely. And so he does survive. I'm glad they didn't show his death in the trailer. That would be ridiculous. Thomas Jane is there. Okay, I missed that. I was hoping he didn't die early on because he's not really in the trailer much, but maybe I'm just missing him. And here could be afterwards or in the beginning. This is definitely after. After the discovery of the Predator and stuff. This makes it look like they jump off the cliff, but when I watch this looks like the blonde hair white guy. Again, is it Boyd Holbrook? Because I don't see two people jumping off. And then here's the Predator, the fugitive Predator, open up the doors. I'm assuming that's the doorway leading to where his mask is, after he just kicked everyone's ass in that little area. And then the kid in the spaceship, and again, I'm like, what is going on? These are neat. These look like the original dreads, because the original dreads didn't look like hair, but they kind of had a little coarse texture to them, at least with the models and figures and stuff. With the new Predator, it looks like they're molding more hair-like look to them. If you look up close, it looks pretty neat. This is something I wanted to take a look at because originally I talked about this in the original trailer, and I said, yeah, it does look like this is definitely a Predator, right? Or a human wearing Predator gear, which I don't know why that would be the case. But when I said that, I didn't think about what was going on here. And it still looks like this is definitely a Predator to me. And that's a Predator with humans. And we do know one of the first images released was Predators side by side with humans fighting someone. But now that I look at the scene as a whole, it looks like the Predator is, or one of the Predators is attacking the good guys, the vets, and the government. But in this scene they're blowing up one of our vehicles. It's not like another so now I'm confused. I'm like, is there a different government agency, or is it the vets versus the predators versus the government? And since the vets and the predators are being attacked by the government, is it, because the trailer makes it seem like the vets and the government and everyone's in on it together and yada yada yada, but is it where the predators and the vets join together because the government, I don't know. See what I mean? They blew up one of the army vehicles, so I don't get why that would be the case. Here's what makes me interested, big time, because we see one ship flying by, and then we see a second predator ship flying by. And if he is a fugitive predator, that means there will be other predators landing. And we do know from that picture some predators work with the humans. Now, those predators, have they had them for a while now? And again, that's where we get to silly territory with a predator on an elevator scene. Hope to God they don't do that. They've done that with Spider-Man. They've done that with the Ninja Turtles. I hope they don't do that with the Predator. But if that's the case, why would they even be running tests on this Predator? Unless because of the Predators upgrading themselves, they would want to see how, in what ways this Predator is different than the other ones. I'm not sure. But I do like these spaceships because he could be, a little worried at this stage and thinking like, oh shit, we got more predators and they're definitely here for me because he's the fugitive. I think this is, they had a lot of nighttime action, and I assume this is after. The kid is still there. And this is that scene where I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't die in this scene, I don't know why she's not wearing clothes here, because that looks like a body, maybe. This could be where she's still trying to hide and get away when the predator's escaping, but the thing that throws me off is, again, it doesn't look like she has her shirt on anymore, so I don't know what that's about. Now that I look at this looks like the spaceship is moving. Maybe they're just shaking the camera to make the door falling look heavier. I hate when they do that in Hollywood. Shaking the camera, I don't know. It has its uses, but... And this is where we get the money shot, yo. This is one epic-looking beast of a predator. I just realized, look at his arm gauntlet. Earlier, they show it in the poster with one singular blade. And here it looks like it's just a little section. So it might be one of those blades that come out in sections. Oh, excuse me. The Big Predator's boring me. No, I'm kidding. I think this has a lot of serious potential. I like this. So he's just roaring. But again, see how big his mouth is? And it does look a little different, so I'm curious. But it's hard to see in this image. If you go and watch, because I think it's drowned out by the contrast and how OBS records the footage. But if you go watch the original trailer, and I'll put the link down below, this does look like a human hand, or a more human-like hand. With, you know how the Predator has that, as a matter of fact, this is that big Predator that's sitting next to my PC tower. But see how the Predators have these long claws? Like, they have very specific looking hand, especially when it's an iconic look when he has his hand in a fist like this, and he's got that big ass nail with the thumb. This Predator just doesn't look like he has that. It definitely looks different. It looks more human-like. Jeez, I don't want to reach over, set him down, and drop him. So, but this is promising. I'm liking where this is going. I do think the trailer revealed a little too much. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Long nights. I got a lot of work, a lot of prep, a lot of things going on, especially for the channel. There's so much behind-the-scenes prep for the summer, but finally we're starting to get into where we're going to be putting out the content now. So I'm like, all right, the prep is the most boring part because you don't get to see the content coming out. But anyway, I do feel like they showed a little too much in the trailer, but with that said, and the hint of 2 different Predator ships coming that the Predator saw, the fugitive one, I do believe now that they do have some reveals that they have kept hidden from us. Unless you've read leaks and spoilers or you were taking pictures of them on set, you know. So with that being said, I'm definitely hyped. It's a decent trailer. I think the way the other one was put together with the music and the quick, you know, snippets that revealed some, but it felt like it didn't reveal a whole lot, but still revealed the ultimate predator. And that scene where he slams him down, I think that's still my favorite, and it got me the most hyped. This has me feeling a little more better that this would be enjoyable, you know. And I am gonna get in touch with, now that we have the official trailer, I'm gonna get back in touch with Mr. H Reviews. We're gonna do a little collab video discussing most likely the trailer and our thoughts going into the movie. And then we'll likely connect again and discuss our thoughts after we both individually review the movie once it comes out in September. I think it's September 14th or something. But again, kick-ass poster. I like this. I might pop that in a thumbnail. But you guys let me know what you think about this full-length trailer. Do you agree? Do you think they showed way too much? And what do you think? I think what I'm most curious about is your thoughts and opinions about the 2 spaceships coming that the Predator saw. Do you think that's something small, or do you think that's a big reveal that's going to reveal a lot more Predators in this movie than what we've seen so far, the Fugitive and the Ultimate? So leave your thoughts and opinions about the trailer overall, and then especially about the Predator seeing those spaceships. Put them down in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. I fucking hit the microphone. Son of a bitch. I'm no good at this shit, man.